Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be making this housecoat from a pattern that I've had in my stash for a while now. I decided to make it out of these towels that I found at my local Walmart. You can get this in the upholstery section of your local fabric store. It is fairly inexpensive and is thin enough to see the pattern clearly underneath it, so that makes it really easy to trace. A quick note, do not iron or apply heat to Celestra because it will melt. I used a permanent marker to transfer all the pieces onto Celestra, making sure not to forget any important markings that I would need to use. To keep everything from shifting, I placed pattern weights on top of it to hold it in place. If you don't own pattern weights, you can use anything that you have available, such as books or cups. Once I had all my pieces traced, I cut them out and pinned them to the towels that I got. I then began to cut these out along with their respective markings. I usually used tailor's chalk or a heat erase marker on the fabric being used, but because this was a towel, I decided to just use extra pins as the pile of the fabric made it difficult to mark. I referenced the original pattern frequently so I wouldn't make any mistakes. A quick word of caution when working with towels. When being cut, they tend to leave tiny bits all over the place and are very messy to work with. So make sure you have a broom or vacuum nearby to help tidy up the mess while you work. Now that everything is cut out, we can get to the fun part, sewing it together. I first used my serger to finish the edges of all my individual pieces. This made sure that the fabric wouldn't fray, or in this case, leave more biddies everywhere. I did this to every piece that was cut out. If you don't own a serger, you can also use a zigzag stitch on your regular sewing machine to achieve a similar result. Once all the edges were finished, I took everything to my sewing machine and, following the pattern's instructions, sewed everything together. This was a very simple pattern to follow, so if you're just getting into sewing and looking for a good starter project, a housecoat is a great place to start. And most pattern companies offer a similar type of pattern, so they're really easy to find. Once the main part of the housecoat was completed, I went on to sew the belt. This was essentially a long rectangle folded in half and stitched down the raw edge, creating a tube. The tube was then flipped right side out, and I top stitched all the edges for a nice clean finish. Once the belt was completed, my project was done. And here's the final result. Even though this was a simple pattern, I had a lot of fun making it. This ended up being a Christmas gift for my boyfriend, and he absolutely loved it. I hope you enjoyed watching this, and if you'd like to see more, click subscribe, And don't forget to hit that bell icon so you don't miss out on my next video. See you then!